Welcome back to Watching Film and Varnadore Films. I am Seth Varnadore. I'm a former high school and college football coach. Now I break down film here on YouTube with a specific emphasis on the Florida Gators. Right now, I'm going to break down their next opponent, the LSU Tigers. Similar teams in terms of the offseason, new head coaches coming in, new systems, things like that. LSU is the most talented team that Florida has played this year. So that'll be an interesting change up. Watching them a little bit, and we'll get into it here in a second. Offense is a little bit behind the defense. I think their defense does some pretty interesting stuff, and we'll check it out. So, without further ado, let's get to the LSU Tigers here. We'll start with the LSU offense. Start with the run game. There's not a ton. I kind of go through and grab highlights and stuff off YouTube real quick just to put this together before the end of the week. And there's not a ton of run on film in these highlights. The leading rusher on the team in terms of attempts is Jayden Daniels, and he's leading by a good margin. He has 76 attempts. Second highest is Armani Goodwin and Noah Kane, tied with 34 attempts. So by far, Jayden Daniels, the quarterback, has the most rushing attempts on the team. But they do have some good run schemes. I believe this first play here is duo. So you got duo, you're looking for double teams inside. I say duo and not inside zone because while these guys are here, he seems to be going back that way. He's working back, it looks like. And you got split flow zone. Could be inside zone, but to me, it looks like the center kind of works back instead of to a play side gap. Florida runs this as well. You'll see that. They get those double teams in the back, kind of can read the second level here. And you see their backs run hard, man. They've got some talented guys back there. And so while they haven't gotten a ton of carries yet, these guys can roll. This one I think is just straight inside zone. It looks like there's an RPO element to it here as well. Where the crack and a flat. If Daniels wants to and he reads it, he can pull it and throw it out here. He gives it. Watch this run here. That's a hard run. You're in the old high step in the end zone there. So LSU's got some good backs, but a lot of their run has been quarterback run. Some of it like this where it's designed. Again, here you have him in the flat. He could throw that. It's basically new age triple option here. Dive, pitch man, quarterback. Just the triple option. Just looks a little different with some window dressing. The defender widens out with the pitch man. Quarterback keeps it. Another kind of read play. You got the tight end arcing and leading up here. Arcing around. Read and pull. But I think a lot of his yards, and friend of the show, J. Bud Davis, put this out on Twitter. A lot of his EPA in the run game is coming from these type of plays, scrambles, right? Not design runs, but when he takes off and kind of makes something happen in pass plays. If you think back to that Florida State game, he seemed to be scrambling a ton. You see here against Mississippi State at the end of the half. It's really like 3 scrambles that bring them down the field here, give them a chance to score. So he's a guy Florida's going to have to do a really good job of containing in the pocket. They have not done that great this year. That's going to have to be an emphasis for them. Here's another one. If you get out of your rush lanes, he will make you pay. And I think he'd rather do this than try to push the ball down the field in the passing game. So if you get out of your pass rush lanes, you're also giving him kind of what he wants in terms of scheme. He'd rather take off, I think. They do a pretty good job with the quick game. One thing they like to do at Cincinnati a lot is Denbrock's from Cincinnati. Here you just have a quick game. Backside. They did not mind just wearing out the back into the boundary, into the flat. Easy throws for the quarterback. Here they motion. Auburn bust on a blitz. Again, easy. The back's into the boundary. Blitz comes, drop it over their head, get an explosive play in the passing game. More quick game here. I believe this is kind of this was an old staple of LSU in 19 with Burrow. They would pick on this guy, and they've added the flat here. So you got 4 to a side here. This is kind of a dink and dunk team. Another J. Bud Davis stat I saw today. I think they are 11th in the country, 11th shortest in terms of like average depth of target, I believe. So this is a team that's not going to push the ball vertically a ton. Here's another quick game concept. Almost looks like a rub. A lot of times on the goal line, you get this guy first. He's here, and then he rubs off that, right? This is almost like an inverted look, it looks like to me, where he actually goes first, and he kind of slow plays it and then comes underneath. Able to deliver it on target, catch, tuck, and turn upfield for the touchdown here. Same thing. You got quick game up top, a bubble to the bottom. They're not afraid to give the quarterback easy throws. At Cincinnati, Denbrock gave his guys a lot of easy throws. These are easy right here. Take them, make you match numbers out there. 8 is a pretty good player. He's made some plays. You see him here. Another kind of version of quick game, go and a speed out. Everybody runs this. Corner bails, hit the speed out, right? They have a little bit of a drop back game, but it's kind of, this is mirrored here pretty much. You got kind of an inverted smash look where you're still hitting, instead of this guy being the hitch guy and him being the corner guy, you're going to invert it here where he's the flat guy. He's the corner. I think he does the same thing up here, except you get a little bit more of a vertical release before breaking out. So kind of mirrored routes in the drop back. Corner steps up, throw the corner route. There you go. Here's a drive concept on 3rd and long. It seemed to be something else they like on 3rd and longs. They like getting guys running across the formation here. That's something they seem to really like. So you'll see the drag coming across here. Right, so drag coming here. Dig coming in behind it. I think he might be on the corner again back here. But they like to get these guys coming across, running across the formation in these 3rd and longs. Try to see if they can hit a guy on the run and he can make a play. Mississippi State did a good job of kind of what Florida struggled at a little bit on some of these 3rd and longs. Look at the depth they're getting, right? They're playing cover 2, or no, they're playing 3, it looks like. But this is your flat player getting depth, right? I don't need to be sitting here all up in line of scrimmage, right? I can rally and tackle. Here's another drop back concept. You notice that these aren't the most accurate balls, right? You're kind of not kind of the best looking throws here. You get a vertical here. He comes underneath on a dig. Back, you got the corner there. I think it's an out there. So against 1 high, you can kind of high-low a safety. Against 2 high, you think you might get the dig coming across here. Run the safety off. If it's quarters, quarters look, run the safety, run through the safety, get him out of there, come underneath in this kind of vacated area. But again, the throw's not super on target. They'll take shot plays. 8 is kind of the go-to guy, I think. It seems like by the numbers, he goes up and makes a play here. That's just a little slot fade, nothing crazy. They'll move the pocket a little bit. There you see 8 with another catch. Another look here, moving the pocket, taking a shot to 8 on 4th and 4. Again, downfield throw, not on target. Why are they having to move the pocket? They haven't been great up front. They've been getting up a lot of sacks. Here's just a 4-man rush from Auburn. And another 4-man rush here. So if you're able to you see what Auburn's doing here. It's not just they're not bringing pressure and rushing crazy. They're compressing the pocket here, right? See the pocket gets compressed, and then you get up on Daniels there and able to make the sack, right? You don't want to rush crazy wide and give him these huge running lanes. You can kind of compress that pocket, make him sit in there, and kind of close the net around him there with your rush. Defensively, so that's kind of the offense. Seem pretty Daniels dependent in the run game, but they've got some backs that are talented. If they're healthy up front, maybe they'll run the ball a little bit more and have some success. I thought watching their defense was really interesting. They do a lot of different stuff. So, I don't think Florida will see this, but who knows? Mississippi State, they played a little bit of 3 down, odd front stuff. I think they're playing 2. All right, you see the safeties rotating to kind of deep half. So you got cover 2, 4th and 10 against Auburn. And this is something I think they like on kind of money downs is they'll play some 2-man, 2 over the top, man underneath, which I think, you might see Florida start to do if playing kind of a softer zone. It keeps resulting in completions for first downs on 3rd and longs. You may see Florida go to more 2-man. Here's like a cover 2 look where they're showing kind of pressure. Looks almost like a man look. Safety's getting over the top. Corner squats. He thinks I might have this throw right here, right now. Gets the back decleated there. This is just straight cover 3. One thing that I thought was interesting here is I think this is a screw up by the backer here. I think that's Perkins, who Florida recruited. He turns and runs. First of all, he's athletic as all get out because he sticks right in this guy's hip pocket. But the flat right there, right? So if this is 3, which it looks like 3 to me, you got that flat throw. So they do bust occasionally in coverage. Here's the look where they go 3, save it's 3rd and long here. They go probably to like a dime package, and now you got 3 safeties. And I think they're playing like 3 cloud where these corners will both stay up and be the flat players from depth. And you get the safeties over the top. Mississippi State's able to fit one over the top here to get it pretty close and go for a short 4th down there. Here I think they're playing quarters on the back end. Watch the aggressiveness to which the safeties come down in the run game, right? They see it, they're filling. And again, I don't think Florida will get a ton of the 3-man front because I think Florida will play a lot more 12 personnel. This is another one I'm not sure if Florida will get or not. 3-man coverage. It looks like they're playing some type of quarters where he's keying. If 3 is vertical, he's helping on 3 vertical. So it's really, I've seen this called solo, where I've been before. It was called triangle, where it's kind of man here. Now he's coming back for number 3 here. So if they try to run some 4 virtual, he's a crosser. 3 can eat that up. And you see him kind of playing that. They're not able to get the ball. All right, so they're mixing up coverage a ton. I think this is kind of the same look here, where you can see he's looking here. They're manned up right there. So if you're Florida and you get this, I don't know if you will, but this might be a 3rd and long coverage they like. Well, then you're going to have man coverage back there, right? Throw behind for a pick there. Looks to me like 1, maybe a guy sitting there as a rat. Guys coming down playing cover 1, so maybe some 1 rat. Here in the goal line, you're playing 0. Bringing pressure, playing cover 0, right? But risk reward. Risk is you could get burned. Great throw and catch there by Mississippi State, but you're seeing a variety of coverages here. One thing that's for sure, they are not afraid to play man coverage, right? So here's 3rd and 4. They're playing, looks to be man coverage. They are not afraid to play it. But, with motion, and Florida does a ton of motion, right? If you don't sort this stuff out correctly, you can leave yourself exposed. Right here, you had 2 go for him. So the motion creates a bunch. So maybe he's playing bunch rules, he's playing man. They both end up going out here. You get a wide open receiver there with the blitz, and they're just not able to hook it up right there. But if you're aggressive, you can take advantage of right here. Watch as the quarterback breaks the pocket here. Safety's crazy aggressive getting downhill here. Nobody's back deep. I don't know if he would have been involved in that play anyways, but just kind of an example of how aggressive they are. As soon as the quarterback breaks the pocket, he's coming downhill. All right. You can see it here. I think if you're Florida, this is kind of what you expect to see, especially if you get in 2 tight end stuff. Safety's being aggressive downhill. So you might see some play action shots, maybe out of 12 personnel, some max protect looks, or stuff maybe where you leak one of the tight ends out. But again, 12 personnel. He's coming off the edge. He's coming to take over. I would imagine they'll be aggressive against Florida when Florida gets in 2 tight end looks. But right, if your safety's involved in your run fits, which right here, he's coming up. You have the end going inside. Safety's coming up outside here. And you make him miss, well, that's where you can generate some big runs, right? So there's some risk reward with being aggressive, but so far the reward's kind of been bigger. And then just, this is always helpful when you get pressure with 4. This is Ojulari. He's a dude for sure. Auburn's up 17-0. This basically turns the game on its head right here. Auburn's up 17-0. They take this one back for a touchdown. End up, I think, scoring 3 straight touchdowns, win the game 21-17, I believe. And this is what's interesting is they'll move him around. So right here, Ojulari's inside right now. So now he's one-on-one with a guard. Good luck. He beats him, right? So they're going to move him around. They do different things with him, right? He's an elite pass rusher. Here's kind of a simulated pressure where they're showing all these guys up on the line of scrimmage. They actually back out of it and only bring 4. But they're going to here bring him off the edge and then wrap Ojulari inside here. Probably trying to get the turn right there. Right, they get the pass protection to turn this way. He eats that up. He's off the edge. Now you get Ojulari free on the quarterback. He gets the ball out of his hands in time, though. Right, risk reward. These are interesting, right? It looks like they're playing 2-man. It's 3rd and 10. You have a big rush from one side. What I think they're trying to do is push him to the right, and then you have a spy. So as you push him to the right, as he tries to leave the pocket, you have a spy on him, is what my guess is. They're trying to push him. I think you see it even better on this next clip. Yeah, where they are really rushing, and he comes all the way across, right? So they're really pushing the right side of the pocket, trying to get him to escape to his left. Or if you're a right-handed quarterback, escaping left is tough. And if you're Florida, who never rolls left, right? The nakeds, they have not rolled left yet this year. I don't think they don't really believe in rolling opposite your hand for nakeds where you don't have a blocker out in front of you. So you get some of this. Now you're having to roll left, which you haven't done a ton, and make throws, and you got a spy there. So this is pretty cool stuff from LSU's defense. Force him to roll, and he's spying him. As soon as you break the pocket, here he comes. And that's a really athletic guy right there. This is kind of, to me, it looks a little bit like a coffee house stunt almost, like a version of it. Perkins, I believe it's Perkins, up on the line of scrimmage. He's going to take a drop for a second or move like he's dropping. I think it does 2 things. It gets to the back, who might have him protection to go over to this side to help, and then the guard, who has this gap, I would assume, also comes out to help. So let's watch this in slow motion. He drops. You see the back's eyes have shifted. Guard seems to have eyes on him. And now doesn't believe he's coming, so he adjusts his eyes back out here. Well, here comes 40. and he's just about able to get the quarterback. The quarterback just gets it off, but this just little drop right here, drop and now come. Pretty cool stuff from LSU on the defensive side of the ball there. All right, so we're back to the top here. The LSU defense was a lot of fun to watch, and they're kind of interesting. I think they're kind of the LSU defense is fun to watch. They're pretty interesting schematically. The offense, it's hard to tell. They haven't been great this year, but they have they do some things that Florida has not been great at stopping. So that could be an issue, but it should be. There always are. It should be a crazy game. Good atmosphere in the swamp. We'll see if Florida can kind of get going a little bit earlier offensively, and they're going to need to against this pretty good LSU